Hey guys, welcome to my first ever live stream. This is something that I wanted to do as a test because we're all trying to take risks, and what I thought would be good for me to do is just to actually sit and think to ourselves, what is it that we could do to shake things up a bit, do something new? Because I haven't had a video go up in a little while, and rather than me just wait and wait and wait until that perfect video idea comes up, which by the way I've got a couple in the bag, so wait for those. It's worth us thinking, how can you test yourself? Because I don't have time to edit them at the moment. I'm so busy seeing clients. I've got personal life things going on. I've just got things to do. And at the moment, I can't dedicate time to edit something, get something out there, even though I'm desperate to do so. In fact, I'm just going to turn off the fan just for a second because I don't want it to be too loud. There's another fan going off over there because if you're not living in London, it's so hot. And it's really putting me off because I need some ventilation in this place, right? Because otherwise I'm just going to be boiling hot all the time. But I don't want to talk about this. What I want to talk about is disappointment during lockdown. Well, rather, lockdowns ended in London. And rather than everyone being really happy that lockdowns ended and going out and having fun, I'm finding a lot of people are actually feeling a little bit uneasy because we've been told that once lockdown ends, we have this freedom, we have this choice, we can do anything that we want to do. And everyone's gone, hooray, great. I can't wait to go out, do something new, test myself, have more experiences. But what people fail to remember is that we had problems before COVID and lockdown was here. Therefore, those problems have just been delayed or pushed back for a little bit. And to think that those problems are just going to disappear is, wishful thinking. So many of us have then now ended up going, well, okay, lockdown's ended, but A, I don't know what to do with my freedom. And B, I have to sort out all those things that I've been putting off for all this time. Therefore, how do we manage that? How are we able to sit back and think, okay, right now is the time for me to sort out those things? Because we haven't been used to it. We've been used to sorting out life with COVID, but staying in, talking to friends via Zoom or on the phone. And we've got all these other struggles to deal with. And what I thought would be really helpful today is just sit and talk to you about how it is that you're able to negotiate this. And I've picked out some key themes that I've heard that might help you. So number one, for an example, is you having a sense of anxiety about going out and meeting people. Because as I just said, you're meeting people via Zoom, over the phone. You haven't really been able to go out and see a lot of people. Therefore, it's going to be really overwhelming all of a sudden having to talk to this person, this person, this person. And we haven't really been doing a lot, have we? Because we've been stuck inside. So when you do go out and meet someone, how are you able to go, okay, it's not normal for me just to pick up exactly where I left off. It's okay for me to feel a little bit anxious, a little bit stressed about it, but use that. Go out and try and have fun and connect to who you used to be and connect to who they used to be too, because I'm sure you've got a lot of experiences in common. Just because you haven't had that freedom to go out and be you, it's going to take some practice, but trust that you have what it takes to go out and be you. That's really important to think about because so many of us haven't been used to being us with other people for so long. It's important just to take a step back and go, who is it that I am? I was watching an interview with Daniel Craig rather recently, and he said that after any film, he likes to take 2 or 3 months just to connect with himself. And during this time, we've had to inhabit a whole new way of relating to the world and ourselves. Therefore, take the time to think, with this experience that I've just had, what is it that I want now for my future, for my friends? And unfortunately, some of the people that you were best friends with or wanted to connect to then have changed, as you have changed too. You might not be on the same wavelength as them. That anxiety, again, comes up, at least for me, because I'm thinking, what do you do in that situation if you have drifted apart? But just because you've drifted apart from those people doesn't mean you're not drifting closer together with these people. This is something that I see over and over again, with COVID or not, with people trying their best to connect to their friends, even though maybe the time has escaped us and we've changed. To try and force it means that we're always going to be disappointed, and they are too. So work on how you are going to be in this new world. without any COVID restrictions, with all these people that we have to see. Because at least in London, we've only been able to see, what, 6 people? And that's, in one person's home. All of a sudden, you're going to be going from home to home, going to be seeing more and more people, and they're going to be wanting to connect to you, understand what you've been doing. In the same way, you're going to be able to tell them what you've been doing, and you want to hear from them what they've been doing too. But it doesn't mean it's easy. In fact, you might get really bored having to talk to those people over and over again, hoping for a connection that maybe is past, or just having to delve in and understand that anxiety to use it. In fact, on that note of anxiety, this might be a really good opportunity for you to tap into that anxiety and go, right now, this is how I can use the anxiety to push me forward. Because so many of us hold up on the anxiety and it holds us back. Remember, this video is about disappointment during lockdown. So it's important to go, okay, where else are you disappointed? Why don't you send me a question, leave me a comment, share with me what it is that you're dealing with during this time, because the chances are there's a lot of stuff that you're having to deal with. And it might be, again, as I said, meeting people, but also it might be, now I've had this time, I don't want to do the same things I used to do. I need to reassess my identity. I need to understand what makes me tick now, because there's a study that was in the newspaper about people actually trying to step away from their work persona. They're not dedicating as much time to work because we've had so much time to do things that are actually more important to us. We've had time to connect with ourselves, use that connection, understand what's happened during this time to enable you to go, right now, work isn't the priority for me. I need to prioritize something else. But know what that thing is, because otherwise there's that anxiety again. And you're going to see this over and over, that anxiety coming up in not just this video, but also in many people's lives, hoping that you're going to do something with it. That's what anxiety is trying to do, remember. It's trying to push you forward. So you're going to be hoping that you can get rid of that anxiety. And the way you get rid of it is not to push it away or drink it away or to procrastinate and do anything else. It's actually to meet it head on and use it. So as I said, we're meeting people, that's one way of doing it. When it comes to connecting with yourself, have an idea about what it is that you could be doing in order to dedicate more time to you being you. This is my first time doing this video, and that's something that I felt an anxiety, because I was thinking, I haven't had a video go up in a while, and I've seen these live stream, or the option to do a live stream. And in fact, as I'm looking just down there, as it's my first one, I don't know if this is picking up on the audio. I'm hoping so. I hope you can hear me, right? Because otherwise, what's the point in me doing this? But remember, this is another anxiety. I don't know if this is working. And this anxiety has stopped me from trying this out. Therefore, by me doing this, okay, I may have actually failed. Again, massive reason why people feel anxious is because they fear failure. And if this failure of you being able to hear me is something that I have to go through in order to get live streaming on point, then that's a great lesson for me to understand what I need to do to make sure that live streaming gets to as many people as possible, and also so people can learn from it. Because if you're just seeing me moving my arms, just gesticulating, not able to hear me, then what's the point? I've made a couple of mistakes during this video. Again, fear of failure. Do I switch it off now, or do I think, how can I learn from this experience so that I'm able to use it in the future? This video has been going on, I don't even know for how long, but at least I'm able to think right now. Oh, here we are, 9 minutes, indeed. 9 minutes is my first live stream. And if you're here with me, I'm so happy that you are here, because again, it's my first experience, and it's allowing me to test things out, to grow and develop, not just someone who's trying to experiment with YouTube, but also someone who's trying to reach as many people as possible and be the best mental health practitioner I can be. Because if I'm talking to you and I'm saying, or you should be taking risks, you should be doing something new, you should be meeting anxiety, and I'm not doing that, how is it that I can tell you to do it too, or any of my clients? It's all about learning what it is that's holding you back and using that anxiety. So let's get back to COVID again, because this is something that's really important, something I really want to hammer home in terms of using the anxiety and feeling that fear, but going, Well, the fear is probably trying to hold you back to go, just return back to the way you were, but with friends, with your work or your interests. Things have moved on. We've had a new experience. It's not great, is it? Who wanted to be locked at home all this time? I mean, it's so hot in London at the moment, and the thought of having to stay in during this heat, it was worrying, especially during the summer. We want to be able to go out and go to the park and meet friends and do all this stuff, but that doesn't mean that you should be holding back. So we've done friends, we've done work and interests. What else is it that could be holding you back? What else is it that you need to start leveling up with? Because if you're not doing any new experiences, it's going to hold you back. And doing new experiences actually helps move you forward, not just in that thing that you try, that new thing, such as me doing this live stream, but it also helps you move forward in other areas of life. So you're able to take more risks. As an example, something that I do with all my clients is I like to go, and I call it the coffee expedition. We go to different coffee shops, and when someone's anxious about communicating with someone, asking, taking risks, I say to them, why don't we go to a coffee shop and you ask for a free coffee? And by doing that, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's not about the coffee. If worst comes to worst, you're just going to have to pay for it, or I'm going to have to pay for it if it's my turn to do it. This is a collaborative exercise that I do with my clients. And I ask you, if you're watching this video, why don't you give it a go? Go in, and you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel scared. But by asking for it, they might say no. Then what? Okay, sorry. I thought I'd just ask, just to see what happens. So here's the money. Thanks for this, the espresso or cortado or pico, whatever it is that you drink, cappuccino. And then you go off from there and you try it again. Or you just go, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. But at least I've done one thing. And by you doing that one thing, it's enabling you to take another risk somewhere else, because maybe you're not so scared about taking risks anymore. This is a big risk for me. And COVID and lockdown has made risks seem a lot more scary, because we haven't been able to interact with people and communicate with people. So maybe the next thing we should be talking about is taking more risks. Because if you've been at home, I wonder what it is that you've been dedicating your time to, because there's a difference here. Something's changed. And what I would like you to do is to think to yourself, something's changed, therefore I managed to deal with that. I managed to live during lockdown and feel happy and content I was doing so. If that's the case, you could be happy and content taking other risks. But that risk of changing the way that you're communicating with people and you're living during lockdown was put onto you by the virus, the government, and those expectations of being safe. But take that energy and go, do I need someone else to tell me what to do? This is a job, essentially, your boss telling you what to do. Whereas if you go, I can create that new mindset for myself over here and learn from what I need to do in order to take those risks, be better. You're using the anxiety, you're using COVID to the best effect. You're able now to change the way that life is living from something really bad that's happened. No one wanted this whole mess of COVID and the restrictions and everything going on. But the fact that you're able to learn, adapt, and change and use this experience to your benefit means that you've gone one stage further on in achieving your goals. And it's interesting thinking about this, because this is the first time I've ever done this. So it's the first experience I have of doing a live stream, and I'm learning all the time. And it's important to learn. It's important to test yourself and know what you need to do in order to get better, make mistakes, but also go, well, I've had an experience happen to me. And based on that experience, I can learn that, okay, as an example with me right now, maybe I need to have a script so I have a clearer understanding of what is expected of me during a live stream. So I'm able to go, this is what I need to do. I've taken a risk now, but I've learned something from it. And during COVID, what we found is that we're all going, yes, I've had all this experience. I'm stuck. And now lockdown's ended. I have the new way to relate to the world. I have my freedom back. I should be so happy. But just because that's been taken away, you've got all these other stresses coming up now. And as we've been talking about, it's about that feeling of changing the way that you're adapting to work, changing the way that you're adapting to life, those expectations, not fearing seeing people and actually accepting that. Don't chastise or blame yourself for being scared because you've had to adapt and change the way that you have been adapting to the world in general. And as a result, you have had different experiences, and those experiences aren't good or bad, but you need to go, the good experiences, do those more. The bad experiences, do those less, or learn how to mitigate them so that you can learn to adapt and change and actually grow from those bad experiences. In my office in Shoreditch, there's a great poster of the guy that invented the light bulb, who escapes me his name, Edison. Someone said Edison. And Edison created the light bulb, and he's a quite famous quote that says, I failed 10,000 times. I succeeded, rather, at showing 10,000 ways that don't work. He was addicted to failure because it showed him the right way to go about doing it. Use that in order to grow, adapt, and change. And look, this is going to be the end of this live stream now. So if you've liked the video, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, because what this has done is teach me something. It's allowed me to grow and develop and just do something else. So I want you to take this video as proof that you try something. It's been, 16 minutes? By the time I end, 17 minutes. 17 minutes, what's the worst thing that's happened? Nothing. I've got a couple of lights, had an experience. Don't know if it went well, don't know if it was good or bad. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you share with me if this live stream is good? And I've had some content go out. What a bonus. And I'm hoping to do a lot more of these live streams. And it's something that I need to look back on, maybe plan out a little bit better. But again, adapt, change, learn, and grow. That's what I want to leave you with today. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe to see weekly videos helping you to be the best version of yourself? And why don't you leave me a comment sharing with me an issue that you're having? I can help you in one of those videos. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.